So it's July. Been away from the plot for a little bit because I had severe tonsillitis for about a week, which completely knocked me out for 6. So there's a few more weeds than there are crops possibly on the plot at the moment. It's a little bit windy today, so it's time for a plot tour for July. Let's go and have a look. So this is the bean section. We're going to get some dwarf beans in just before the middle of the month. But we've got some, this is Allotment on this side, I think. It'll be just having a little pollinate there, even in the wind. It's absolutely blowing a gale today, so hopefully the sound quality is not too bad. But that's the Allotment on that side, and then this side is the saved seed gigantas, which quite interested to see. Not very bushy down the bottom, but it is, as you can see, throwing up lots of, lots of flowers and some little beans. So we'll have these for the beans rather than the pods, but quite happy with that. Hopefully we'll get some seeds saved. And then over on this side we've got the outdoor tomatoes, which I've been staking up with the is it the Florida weave method. But they're doing really well. Quite impressed. Some little cherry tomatoes on a few. On this side, I think that's the cherries. Obviously not very good at labelling, so hopefully we'll get some harvests off these before they go completely over with blight, so fingers crossed. But yeah, we'll keep those up with the Florida weave. There you go, little tiny little tomatoes. So hopefully they're going to give us a good crop. I think there's some Roma on the other side, but fingers crossed. Got the brassica cage, got some kaleets down this end, and then going into kale, some is it Nero de Toscana, I think, Tuscan kale there. Needs a bit of a weed. As I say, we've not been down for a good week and a bit, and they needed a weed even before then. There are a few hearting cabbages, as you can see here. They're all hearting up nicely. There's some more Tuscan kale there, and got a little surprise. I thought I'd lost a few, but we've got a little cauliflower. So I'm gonna baby this, give it a weed, maybe a feed as well, and we might have one cauliflower this year. Well, thanks for watching today on Beans, Brews and Bread. If you've liked what you've seen, I'd be grateful if you give the video a thumbs up. Probably one of the best ways of getting the video shared. If you do, I can guarantee that you'll have 25% less cabbage white butterfly on your cauliflowers this year than last. Now the beetroot's done not too bad in this bit. Got some nice ones just hearting up. Maybe give them a thin as well, and some golden beetroot. Carrots obviously did nothing. That needs a weed. And then there's the parsnips. There's a couple of parsnips amongst the weeds. You have to forgive the plot. Like I say, not been very well. But one thing I have found, which I'm a little concerned at, and maybe if anybody in the wants to post any suggestions in the comments, as I've been weeding, where is it? Try not to get spiked by anything. Yeah, this here. It looks like the potato family because it's got those little berries on. It's not got any like tubers. Now I know nightshade is in the potato family. I'm just really hoping that that's not like nightshade. I mean, know the seeds of potato, you know, the berries on potatoes, you can grow potatoes from that. And I'm just really hoping that that is not deadly nightshade. And even if it is, does anybody know the answer as to whether you can compost deadly nightshade? Because does that break down the toxins? Because I don't really want to put that in the compost heap. So what do you think? Answers in the comments below. Is it nightshade? And if it is, would you compost it? I hope you've liked the video so far for this month's tour. This is the tour for July. Do you know what is worth a watch? Is the video from last year to see the difference in how we managed to grow crops at this point last year and what we had in terms of successes and failures. So if you remember, I'll put a link up to the video above. Bookmark this one. Go and have a look and see the difference in comparison between the plot at this point last year compared to this year. So go and watch that video. Now we've had some nice harvests of broad beans. Those were the first ones down there, so that needs clear out. Yeah, we've had some. This is the second crop, just there. Got some nice plump pods there. Get those harvested. I think if we do get those harvested, we'll put some leeks in this bit, and because I don't think this patch has been affected by white rot or onion rot, so we'll get this cleared when it's harvested and put some onions in. Another not bad crop we've had is the potatoes. We've got this is epicure, so we've been taking those as we've been going along. See what I mean about nightshade family? That's obviously potato flower. So yeah, your suggestions on that would be appreciated if you've got it, but obviously I know these are potatoes. Taking a few out of there, we'll give them a decent send off, put them in a potato salad or something. It's been great for wedges as well, this epicure variety, so happy with those. Not a bad little patch. Don't forget, if you'd like to support the channel, I do have a Patreon page where I upload the videos for the tours and the other content without adverts, because YouTube's cheeky and puts adverts on my content even though it doesn't monetize me yet. So if you want to support the channel, there's 3 different tiers for support, just to help create the content on the Patreon channel, and you can go and watch the content ad-free. No strings attached, just for a bit of support for the channel. So I've got the Patreon page set up there to sign up down there. Cheers! I've taken a few of the elephant garlic up, as you can see here. Not bad size. It's the elephant garlic. Get that dried off and probably save the cloves for next year sowing. Now onions, again, quite a few have gone to seed, as you can tell there, but I have harvested a few from the pot, and there's a bit of a mixed bag really. They're not a bad size, as you can see. That's not too bad. Not affected badly by white rot in some patches, but ones that have gone to seed have been either too small, a bit stunted, or have been affected by white rot. So obviously next year we don't put any onions there or in that section of the plot either. We have put a few leeks in as a bit of a trial. We're going to put the leeks where the broad beans are, but these are a bit of a test to see what they do in a bed that's been affected by white rot for the onions. One row of beetroot. These are turning into monsters. You can see that one there. You can see that one there. That one, absolute monster. So they'll be great roasted. Peas pretty much over and done with. You know, this Champion of Pea of England didn't really go crazy, but we put a few very late sowings of French beans or borlotti in, where the peas were, obviously these were the heritage peas. We had a great Oregon sugar pod. Now the heritage peas, which were, I think, Freuer Heinrich and Blue Prussian, they all got eaten by pea moth larvae. So we've not been able to save any of those, but we have got a few left, and we are taking these as we go along. But yeah, not a bad pea. Still need a bit of firming up, but should get a half decent harvest off those. So a bit of a mixed bag really for July. What would I say? These beetroot are good. Managed to get a light sowing in of French beans and borlotti. Peas, don't know. I think the dry weather they suffered. We get one flush of the Oregon sugar pod as a sugar snap pea, which were great, but we really had to catch them at just the right time. Otherwise they completely went over. And yeah, quite a bit of clearing up to do. Do you know what? I think there's almost more cabbage white butterflies inside the net than there is outside. So I'm going to give them a squish in a minute. But yeah, a bit of tidying up. Obviously the onion bed's going to come clear. Broad beans and potatoes are going to come clear. And I think we're going to try some chard and some perpetual spinach in a spot, and I think we're going to go for a row of turnips as well, because I missed the window for Swede. I think that's going to be a bit of a missed opportunity, but I do have some winter cabbages that we're going to go on this side of the brassica cage once I've given that a weed, and maybe, you know, try and see if we can get a few other bits and bats in. But yeah, it's a bit of a challenging month this month with being laid low with tonsillitis, and like I say, almost more weeds than the harvest. But there's a few things that we can hopefully get up. There's probably more onions than we anticipate after we get them out of the ground, so get a few of those stored away if we can. But yeah, some lessons to be learned and opportunities for the second half of the year, and a bit of a tidy up. Hopefully we can make a better go of it in the second half of the year. Well, thanks for watching today on Beans, Brews and Bread. If you've got any comments or suggestions, particularly on that plant that I weeded out, and whether you think that might be nightshade, if you do think it's nightshade, whether it's worth composting it or not, because whether the toxins will go, put your suggestions in the comments below. If you've got any updates on your own plots and what veggies you're growing, or if you've had any successes or failures, I'd also like to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then press the subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll be notified next time we put a video out. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get this tidied up and some new crops put in. So see you next time. Bye!